Today we are going to talk about how to do subtraction using an open number line. Let's look at the problem. Michaela has 162 toy cars. She gave 38 to her brother. How many cars does she have left? Let's go ahead and look at the important information. We know that 162 toy cars is important for us to know, as well as the 38 that she gave to her brother. But the question is, what are we doing with these numbers? It says that she gave away the toy cars, so we know that the problem is asking for subtraction. Finally, the question asks how many she has left. So again, we know that we are going to subtract. With all this information, we can form the number sentence 162 minus 38 equals what? Let's go ahead and find out. We're going to go ahead and move on to the Math Learning Center. I'm going to write the problem again. So we have 162 minus 38 equals what? I'm going to get my tools and start creating our number line. So we're going to start from the very far end and create a number line. We know that Michaela has 162 toy cars, so we're going to go ahead and write that on the far right side of the number line. We also know that she gave 38 to her brother, so she subtracted those cars. However, 38 is a really big number, so we can't figure that out so easily. Instead, we can use jumps to break the number up into smaller numbers, which makes it easier. In this section, we're going to use concrete models to show that she jumps 10 spaces back. After jumping 10 spaces, we've landed at the number 152. The concrete model helps us see that we've jumped 10 spaces. We're still not there yet, so we still have to jump another 10 spaces. This concrete tens block can show us that we're jumping another 10 spaces back. We will be landing at the number 142. So far we've jumped back 10 to 152 and another 10 to 142. We still have to jump another 10 spaces. So we are going to get our tens rod again and add it to the next spot. We will be jumping back 10. The number that we will be landing on is 132. So far, we jumped back 30 spaces. We aren't at 38 yet, but we can jump back another 10, or we'll go over 38. So let's try jumping 5. Now we're going to go ahead and add the ones blocks. We should have 5 of them total. Once we have our 5 ones blocks, we are going to do another jump back 5. The number that we should land on will be the number 127. We're almost there, but we can't use another 5 or else we'll go over 38. So let's just jump 1. I'm placing down 1 block. With that 1, we are jumping back 1 space. So the number that we land on should be 126. We still have to jump another 1, so I'm going to place another ones block and jump 1 space back. The number that we're landing on now will be 125. We still have to jump back 1 more, and this will be the last one. Once we've done that, we're going to jump back 1 space and label it as 124. Did we jump the right number? Let's check. Well, we can check by counting back by tens. 162 to 152 to 142 to 132. Then we can count back by 5 to 127 and then 3 ones, 126, 125, 124. We can also check by writing out an addition problem to see if we have the total number. We counted back 10. So 10 plus 10 was 20. We jumped back 20 spaces. We also did another 10 and jumped back a total of 30 spaces. And then we decided to jump another 5. So we jump back 5 spaces for a total of 35 spaces. And then additionally, we jump back another 3 spaces for a total final of 38 spaces. When looking back at our question, 162 minus 38 equals 124. We're going to go ahead and move on to a pictorial model. We're going to start off by drawing our number line and then writing the number 162 because that's where we are going to start once again. We're going to go ahead and write the number problem at the top. 162 minus 38 equals what? We know that 38 is a pretty big number, so let's go ahead and jump by tens and see where that gets us. We go ahead and draw a tens rod and jump back 10. So from 162 we go to 152. I'm going to jump back another 10, so let's count back by 10 and get to the number 142. And then we're going to go ahead and use another tens rod and go back another 10. So let's go back to the number 132. So far we've counted back by tens from 162, 152, 142, 132. Now let's try jumping back by fives. I'm going to draw 5 dots to represent 5 numbers being jumped back, and we'll be landing at the number 127. We still have to keep jumping back, so I'm going to jump back another one and land on the number 126, and then count back another one to land on 125. And lastly, we still have to count back another one to land on the number 124. Let's count back again from 162 to 152, 142, 132, to 127, 126, 125, and then finally at 124. Finally, we're going to use an abstract model to represent this number problem. We're going to use the number line as shown before, and we're going to write out the problem. 162 minus 38 equals what? We're going to go ahead and write the number 162 at the beginning of our number line once again. We're trying to figure out how many cars Michaela has after she gave away 138. So we're going to go back 10 and write the number 10 at the top. This means that we're jumping back 10. Let's jump another 10. So from 162 to 152 and then to the number 142. We still haven't jumped 38 yet, so we still have to jump another 10. We're going to jump 10 to get the number 132. So far we've jumped back 30 from 162 to 152, 142, 132. We still haven't reached 38 yet. So what we can do now is go ahead and jump back a smaller portion and jump back 5. We jump back 5, we land at the number 127. So far we've jumped back from 162 to 152 to 142 to 132 and then back 127. We have to keep on jumping, so let's jump back another one to 126, 125, and then finally to 124. Now that we've jumped back 38, let's go back and check to make sure that we know how to count back using the number line. We can go ahead and start at 162 and start jumping back from there. So from 162 to 152 to 142 to 132 and then back 5 to 127. Let's jump 3 ones. 126, 125, and then finally to 124. Now we know that Michaela has a total of 124 toy cars. So we're going to go ahead and circle that important number that we finally landed on. So we know that she has 124 toy cars. We can go ahead and go back and write the original problem down below. 162 minus 38 equals 124, which is our final answer. Now let's try jumping back by using larger numbers. So I have my number problem set up. 162 minus 38 equals what? I also have my number set up on my number line, and now I'm going to jump by a larger number. Let's try the number 30. If I jump back from 162 to jump back 30 spaces, I land at 132. If I land back another 2 spaces, I stop at 130. If I continue to jump back another 6 spaces, I will land at 124. My final answer is 124. So I can check by using subtraction problem. 162 minus 30 is 132, and then I can subtract the other 2 spaces to get 130, and then additionally subtract the final 6 pieces to get 124. It's important to know that we're jumping back. So let's jump back from 30, 162 to 132, jump back 2 to 130, jump back 6 to get 124. We have our final answer.